So probably it was a prelude, no, to our 100 years in 1995. Suddenly, 2 branches were created. Kasi during those times, ang mga top branches namin were really the Chinese branches.
So, in Insular Life, the district manager left to go abroad. So they're looking for a district manager to replace him. So in other words, I was promoted from a unit manager to a district manager, diretso. Oo. For lack of someone to replace the one who resigned, di ba? You know, it's so difficult to handle people whom you do not know really. Kasi they were just there, and it's so difficult to get their commitment, their loyalty. I have learned a lot from them. Parang naging practice ba for me to be able to lead. But it's different when you are the ones recruiting.
Yes. Welcome to our episode for tonight, which we aptly entitled 100% Activity Ratio Doable This Pandemic.
Ayan.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Kamusta?
Maraming salamat po sa very, very heartfelt and warm welcome. So maybe no one cared enough to talk about how important financial planning is to my family, and that's the reason why ito pong career na ito, itong negosyo na ito, para sa akin po, hindi lang po ito something na ginagawa ko as a business, but para sa akin, personal po ito sa akin. And hopefully I can inspire a lot of leaders to accept what is the current reality right now, because there's a lot of opportunities where we can expand our business and reach more Filipinos, but more than that, help more Filipinos so that no Filipino family would ever experience what we've experienced in our lives.
Hello, Miss Ida.
Hello, Jay. Hello, Ivy. Thank you for having me dito sa Leaders in Action.
Thank you.
Good evening.
For everybody watching.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening to you.
So, most of my team members are millennials. I would say about 45% are millennials. Then, sa Gen X, about 34% are Gen X. Then we have 20% na boomers.
Even when they were already building their teams, no, syempre, busy sila, you and your siblings were somehow exposed also. So, nakikita nyo yon.
Yes. Siguro maganda yun. Kasi if you want to brainwash your children to join you, bata pa lang siya, i-brainwash nyo na. Kasi yung mga ginagawa nila, yung mga ganon, nakikita namin eh. And slowly, life improved.
Hi, Miss Mariles. Good evening.
Hello, good evening, Jay. Good evening, Ivy. Best teacher is by doing it, by showing it by example. Hindi lang namin sila tinuturuan how to sell, but we really show to them how to do the business properly, ethically, and professionally. Resiliency can be developed. Hindi naman po automatic yan. How do we know that they have this? Kinakausap po namin, we are very close to our agents. We are so blessed kasi hindi po masyadong malaki po yung aming group. I got an IT to help me go through all this process. Yun din po yung ina-advise po namin sa aming mga agents, na they have to be either creative, but they have no choice but learn how to adapt sa ating bagong situation, no?
Every year, syempre, meron kayong dinadagdag na mga tao sa members nyo. How do your values guide you when choosing the new members of your team? Hello, Paul and Nina.
Good evening, Ms. J. Good evening, Mr. Ivy.
Without the support of one, it will be very, very difficult. Always want to be all in. We give our all to whatever it is that we start and whatever it is that we do. But I think the major challenge really was first it was internal. Can we really be leaders? The self-belief. It was difficult to accept that reality. When you mortgage your home for a quarter of its value, just to be able to set up the agency, because we were looking at not being marketable anymore at 32. Right?
Does it matter that your identity as individual get lost in a partnership?
Sometimes talaga, Ivy, no, it tends to get smeared.
Right.
Blurred talaga ang lines. It's definitely not black and white. There are advantages and disadvantages with Ivy. I totally agree.
Actually, sir, I don't want to be in the insurance industry from the very start. Ayan. So, nagpa-license po ako. Masunuring bata.
Paano ka nagdesisyon na maging leader?
May kasabihan, di ba, na mother knows best. I always... Yeah. So, pag sinabi ni mother, huwag ka na question, sumunod ka na lang. Around 93% of our population are millennials and Gen Z. We only have 9 standing boomers in our agency.
Why did you decide to go into that co-management already?
It's also a tough work talaga for one person. So she asked me if I can step up and be promoted as a co-agency manager with her so that together we can manage and grow together. As long as you have the trust in the process, so hindi rin ako natakot to step up and assume the role. Siyempre, as the son, I always defer to my mom, no? Kami yung magfa-fund, pero the leaders are always a big part of the decision-making process.
Magandang araw, Ivy. Magandang araw, Miss Jay. Hello, everyone. Magandang araw din po sa mga nasa Facebook Live. It's very important for us to mention that we are proud products of the life insurance industry. In terms of expectations, medyo gumraduate naman ako doon sa part na parang medyo parang very challenging naman to, yung ganyan. Kasi parang that was my early stages in the career as a leader. It's a pleasant learning experience. Kasi syempre, hindi naman pwedeng hingin ko lang yung tiwala niya without me proving that I'm worthy of being trusted, diba? We were starting our own units was that we weren't following a particular structure. Diba? Kasi we didn't spin off from a branch. Diba? Hindi po kasi ganun yung naging structure namin. Eh. We also hold different values that we want to uphold for our different units. And eventually, we understood na if we branch out to different agencies, at least, kumbaga, nalatag na natin yung foundations of the kind of culture and leadership and values that we want for our separate teams. There were days that we had to work harder than other days. Pero the good thing lang din is because we're sisters, we're kinder to each other. It's so one of us needs to take a break. Diba? So, as a self-care, we had to remind ourselves na, you have to take care of yourself kasi you can't take care of other people if you don't take care of yourself. She really tries to give us that liberty, diba? To resolve also our issues on our own. Kasi sabi nga niya, matatanda na kayo.
Hello everyone. So ano ba yung ginagawa ng mga to? Bakit ganun? 6 digits, millions yung pesos ang kinikita nila. Tapos yung pangarap ko, 5,000 lang, okay lang. Bago ko sabihin na hindi ko kaya, dapat subukan ko muna yung lahat.
Introvert pa rin siya. Pero because of Sun Life, because of the people that surrounded her, she became more confident. The corporate, you work 10, 12 hours, no? And then on weekends, you're on call. So it's not really a life, no? And then you have a fixed salary. So I told my wife, Mami, mag-join na ako dyan sa Sun Life. When she finally showed me the passbooks, she was already earning like twice, sometimes 3 times what I used to earn. I was happy, pleasantly surprised because I didn't know we had that much money already.
Siguro din kaya din nag-grow yung team kasi they're very open in listening to younger generation. So, I'm a permanent student of life. So, I want to be 10 steps ahead of advisors, of managers. Because I have my own goal I have my own vision. I love making mistakes kasi for me, it really helps me grow it. But with your family, kahit masakit, kumbaga, it's your blind spot. You have to know that that's who you really are. It's a good thing also that you have a family na pwedeng mag-call outside.
evening, Jay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our episode 9 of Season 2. Tonight, we will talk about a pioneering effort in the industry. With less than 2% life insurance penetration ratio in our country, initiatives that open markets or intensify presence in existing markets are most relevant and needed today. Pioneers possess boldness and courage. They welcome risks, they love adventures, and they have a strong sense of confidence in their ability to succeed.
Good evening, Mr. Ivy, and good evening to all our dear Thursday friends of Leaders in Action. Welcome to our first episode for November. In tonight's episode, we will hear the story of one young lady who dared to establish her presence in an area where her relatively new company has zero presence, but in a very short time, was able to create a landmark for herself and for her team. But before we go straight to our topic today, Mr. Ivy, we would like to thank again our very special guests last week, the Seketin family of Sun Life Philippines, managers Gigi, Nelson, and Janelle for their wonderful insights and for giving us access to their family dynamics. We thank them and all our family-themed guests for helping us better see and understand the factors that enable members of family to work and to blend together as family, as business partners, as well as family members. So we hope that they were able to inspire so many other family members out there to join our business.
And yes, and from what we heard from their stories, it all started with one testing the waters and eventually the others following the lead. Tonight, we focus on that key element of opening up new territories. We will talk about someone who decided and boldly opened an agency operation in our area where her company has no presence at all, and where other more established life insurers have already built a good name. So it will be interesting to find out what was her motivation, her vision, her expectations. What are her discoveries and learnings, her challenges? What support was she able to master? And how was she able to overcome all of the hurdles along her way?
Yes, as they say nga, Mr. Ivy, nothing ventured, nothing gained. At alam naman natin that for those who started from zero or from scratch, they face tougher and more challenges. That's why their level of commitment should be very strong in order to constantly hurdle the roadblocks and the obstacles coming their way. Kaya naman we are very happy that tonight we will be joined by someone who exhibited that passion and that commitment. Gusto nating malaman saan kaya nanggaling yung kanyang persistence, especially during the early parts of the build-up. And also, it will be very important to hear ano naman yung mga joys and rewards that she has gained from her efforts. I know there will be a lot of you out there who can relate with her journey because in our business, there are so many whose spirit and energy have really opened new doors and new opportunities, not only for themselves, but also for the people around them. So, Mr. Ivy, hindi na natin to patatagalin. We are being joined tonight to share her pioneering efforts. We would like to welcome Allianz, PNB Life's #1 managing partner based in Santiago, Miss Kezzia Joy Saguiped. Hi, Kezzia. Good evening. We would like to thank you for accepting our invitation, no, and to grace our program tonight.
And again po, hello Sir Ivy.
Yeah.
Yan, sure na yun. Sir Ivy and Miss Angel. Ayan, sorry.
Jay na lang, Jay. Wag nang Angel, Jay.
Okay po, Miss J. Ayan po, minsan nagkakamali ako sa Ivy and J eh. Talagang,
Correct.
pang unisex.
So again, maraming salamat Kezzia for joining us tonight. Uumpisahan na natin yung ating conversation ha. Okay, alam namin napakalayo mo pa and so we're thankful for spending time with us. Please tell us briefly how you joined the industry at ano yung ginagawa mo before you joined this wonderful industry of ours.
Hello, sir. I just want to introduce first myself. Again, I'm Kezzia Joy Saguiped, the wife of Jasper Saguiped, and we are blessed with 3 boys.
Wow.
Si Onyx, 7 years old, Sarjus, 5, and Olay, 3. Kaya Doremi po sila.
Very young family pa pala.
Yes, young family, yes. And of course, they are the reasons why we work hard, yung mga anak po. Then, as what you mentioned kanina, I'm the managing partner of Lyra Agency in Allianz here in Isabela. Branch manager po kasi ang tawag ko is managing partner. Then, unit manager is, we call them the agency leaders. Then lahat po ng advisors, we call them as agency partners.
Agency partners.
So minsan, kasi yung mga ibang mga nasa ibang companies po, anong role mo? Sabi ko, managing partner, ano yun? So, ayan, yun na po yun. Para hindi na po sila ma-confuse.
Correct.
And then, it's really my pleasure to be here in your program. Kaya nga po noong nag-chat po si Mama Jay po sa akin that I will be guesting here in your program. Natuwa po ako and I didn't hesitate na i-accept ko talaga yung invitation. Ako lang naman po kasi dati yung audience na tagapalakpak at mga po sa mga achievers dito sa insurance industry. Ako lang din yung mga nangangarap dati na kailan kaya ako maging katulad nila. Yun po yun. Ngayon, it's not sinking in yet that God is placing me here right now. Parang sa akin, parang hindi pa talaga nagsisink in sa akin. Feeling ko, I'm still a baby po kasi I need more milk. Ayan. Until I eat meat and be adult like you in this industry. Siguro that's the time na fulfilled na ako. Pero parang feeling ko po, sa invitation niyo po sa akin at maririnig po ako sa Leaders in Action, parang feeling ko na po, fulfilled na ako.
Salamat naman.
Opo. And also, I'm a pastor's daughter and the eldest in the family. I think po, my role as the eldest and my environment in the church and in the school lead me from zero presence in the insurance industry to being number 1. Yan po yung nakikita ko pong dahilan. So, sa church po kasi, we ought to talk and evangelize people. Kahit hindi namin kilala, we need to share them the Word of God. So pagdating dito sa industry natin, hindi na naging mahirap sa akin to educate people the importance of financial planning too. Parang yung naging stepping stone po stepping stone dito po sa insurance industry. And in terms of leading the agency naman, it's just like to managing our school also. So hindi na ganun kahirap sa akin sa pag-a-adjust po in leading our branch. So by the way po, I just turned 33 last October 18. Opo. And I am included in the so-called older millennials na. Opo.
Pero at least millennial ka pa rin.
You mentioned, Kezzia, that sa school. So you were involved in school before you joined the industry?
Yes, sir. And actually, even right now, sir, I manage our school.
Okay, all right. Yes, so you're an educator.
Yes.
Are you? But you're not anymore teaching. You're administering the school. Paano?
I'm not teaching anymore, sir. Parang pinaka-direct na kausap ko na lang are the teacher. So.
All right.
Yes po.
Ba't mo naman naisip pumunta sa insurance and you're already involved in your own school?
I have seen the importance of financial planning po talaga sa ating mga Filipinos. Minsan nga, nababanggit ng anak ko, Mami, may namatay doon sa ganito. May insurance ba? Ganyan. Pati po yung mga anak ko, talagang they are, parang na-emerge na po sila sa industriya po natin. And before, na-realize ko, oo nga walang masyadong, wala po talaga, very few has this insurance po talaga, or we call it the income protection. Kaya nag-decide po talaga ako, since nasa teaching na rin po ako, why not teach other people also the importance of having this insurance. Yun po yung naging reason kung bakit napunta din po ako. So parang seem like nasa teaching profession pa rin po, hindi po nagkakalayo.
Which is correct, no? So yung ni-recruit ka ba o sarili mo o nung ni-recruit ka, oo ka agad because you saw the parallelism between teaching and insurance selling?
Actually, sir, 2017, I think 2017, around November 2017, bank assurance, bangka, in a certain, dito po, a certain company dito, pumunta po sa office, doon po sa office ko sa school, and presented everything about, VUL, ganyan. Sabi ko, ganun pala yun. Pero dati po, prior to that, ang dami na po nag-aalok sa akin. Ang dami na po, halos mabilang ko, five companies. Pero I refuse. Sabi ko, bakit ako mag-iipon na, syempre, parang yung mindsetting po na, bakit ako mag-iipon na ibang makikinabang? Parang ganun. Ganun po yung mindsetting ko po noon. So, hindi pa ako open-minded dahil yung mga nag-aalok sa akin, they didn't even give concept presentation po sa akin. Hindi po nila pinakita or binigay sa akin yung value ng insurance. Magmula po noong yung isang bank assurance, ang tawag po bangka, pumunta po sa office and explain everything. Sabi ko, ganda. Sabi ko, sige, I'll get. Sabi ko po that time. So sabi ko sa kanya, I want to get all the, myself and my husband, sabi ko ganyan, my kids, ganyan. Pero, that time po kasi, meron po akong, may business din po kasi kami na kailangan talaga ng kapital. So sabi ko, nag-chat po ako doon sa bangka, sabi ko sa kanya, November, December na lang ako magbabayad ng initial premium ko. Sabi ko po sa kanya. Pero by that time na nag-iisip po ako, sabi ko, paano kayo makapasok ng gano'n? Parang gusto ko ding turuan yung mga ibang tao na ang insurance pala, it's not all about death only. Yun po yun. And that time po, yung business partner po namin, pumunta po sa office. Kasama niya po yung manager niya. Then, in-introduce po, same company po sa akin. And then, syempre, liwanagan na po ako na it's not all about death lang pala yan, marami palang benefits. So, ang sabi ko na po sa kanya agad, gusto kong mag-join sa inyo. Paano ba? So that's all it started.
Galing.
Yes.
Ang gusto ko lang i-highlight before I request Jay to follow up on the question is yung marami nang naunang nakipag-usap sa'yo, di ba? So balit hindi ka masyadong naengganyo. So I just want to highlight, it's so important that when agents, leaders approach clients, kailangan handang-handa at maganda yung conversation para talagang na-influence, no?
Yes, sir.
Alright, so
what they do lang po sa akin noon is they just give the proposal.
Ganun lang. Okay, alright.
Syempre sir, you don't value it eh.
Yeah, correct.
Wala kang time na basahin.
Yeah.
So, binibigyan lang ako ng proposal. Ano naman to? Sabi ko, pag namatay ka, ganyan. Sabi ko, hindi ko pa kailangan ngayon.
Alright.
So, ngayong mayroon na pong agency dito, sabi ko, you need to teach people. Yes. Siguro kung nag-reject man ngayon, hindi pa siya handa.
Okay.
You go again and educate him or her. Yun po yung yung sinasabi ko po sa mga
Thank you. Based on experience, claro. Thank you. Yay.
Kezzia, you mentioned earlier that as a prospective client, you were approached by several insurance companies, no? Is it safe to say that there were also a number of insurance companies who approached you naman, not just to sell a product to you, but really to invite you, no? Para bang meron bang mga nag-recruit din sa iyo? At sa dami-dami ng mga nag-recruit sa iyo, can I ask this question? Why did you consider joining Allianz, who has no presence in Santiago, no, at that time? Ano yung nag-motivate sa iyo to join them, at ano yung na-opportunities na nakita mo why you made that decision?
Okay po. Actually po, una pong nag-invite po sa akin is a friend from, pwede po bang sabihin yung yung company, hindi na? No,
Not anymore, maybe. Go ahead.
Not anymore. Okay po. A friend invited me. Actually po, I took the exam already before and passed. Pero dahil hindi na ibigay sa akin kung ano po yung ano yung pwede kong makuha dito sa company na to, ganyan, hindi po linatag po sa akin. So sabi niya, magbenta ka, ganito, ganyan. So naipasa ko yung exam. So naipasa ko po talaga yung exam. Pero hindi ko nabigyan ng value, hindi po ako nagtuloy. Then here comes nga po, dumating yung isang taga-bangka at inintroduce niya ako about the VUL, ganyan, and insurance. Then, nagkaroon po ng kaliwanagan. That's the time lang po. Biruin niyo po, nag-training na po ako sa isang company, exam na po ako, pero hindi po nag-sink in sa akin. Kaya nga po sinasabi ko po sa mga leaders na hindi lahat ng tao na ini-invite mo is ready that time. Maybe, there is a perfect time para sa kanya. So, don't lose hope for that person. Kasi just like me po, may mga nag-offer na po sa akin, they sell me, but I rejected them. Mayroon po nag-recruit sa akin, but I rejected them. Then here comes the time po na talagang okay yung mood ko, okay yung, kasi po tayo mga babae, hormonal po tayo eh. So okay yung mood ko, ready ako to accept learning, ganyan. Then that's the time po na sabi ko, gusto kong maging agent na rin. So, doon po ako nag-start. 2017 of December, na-code po ako. Then 2018, full blast po ako na nag-work as an agent. Nag-umpisa po ako as agent po talaga. And I really excel dahil nasa elite group din po ako ng company po na iyon. And sa akin po, as an agent, I always love learning. Kasi po, zero po ang knowledge ko dito sa insurance industry. So kahit malayo po yung training, dito po sa amin po kasi Isabela, nearby province po is Nueva Vizcaya, Quirino, kung saan po yung training, pupunta po talaga ako. Because I know I cannot give something to my clients if I don't have. So, if I'm not knowledgeable on it, hindi ako persuasive sa mga clients ko. Kaya sabi ko, I really need to be knowledgeable with, of course, trainings and developments. Kailangan ko yung mga yan. And here comes 2018 po ng September. A friend here in Allianz invited us. Okay, and may recruit, kasi may mga recruits na po ako noon, ng agent pa lang po ako.
Okay.
And then, nahihiya po ako na kunin po lahat ng mga recruits ko. So, ang kinuha ko po na recruits ko that time is my sister-in-law, my sister, my friend. 3 lang po kami, and my husband. 4 na recruits, and ako.
Kayo yung nag-umpisa sa Allianz?
Yes po. Kami po ang nag-umpisa. And sabi ko, kailangan ko ng mga tao na pareho kami ng values and yung mga values of life, parang ganun. So sabi ko, hindi ako mahihirapan if kapatid ko and friend ko ang kasama ko. So kami po ang nag-start po talaga dito sa Allianz.
Okay, so when you started Allianz with your family members, no,
Yes.
if we may say, syempre wala ngang presence, no, yung
Yes.
Allianz dyan. So, ano ba ang nagpalakas ng loob mo? Bakit nagpurso ka sa Allianz na talagang medyo wala pang presence dyan? Ano yung mga unang challenges or fears? Meron ka ba nung nag-uumpisa kayo mag-form ng group mo? Kasi syempre, hindi naman lahat pwede ang recruit mo, pamilya lang eh, di ba? I mean, there will be a time that you have to go out already, no? So ano yung mga initial challenges na na-experience no when you were already starting to really build a group, no, for Allianz na talagang medyo hindi pa kilala dyan dahil nga walang presence?
Yes po. Nung una po, pag once na meron kaming prospect clients, ganyan, ang sinasabi po namin, we are from Allianz PNB Live. At sasabihin ng client, ano? Allianz PNB? Sa PNB? So ang naririnig po ng client talaga is PNB. So sabi ko, yes po. Ay, pasok ka. So, hindi po naging mahirap po sa amin. Kayo yung sinasabi, yung tanong po nyo na may mga challenges ba, may mga fears ba, parang hindi ko po talaga nadaanan yan kasi focus po kami kung ano po yung sinabi po na goal. Kasi po ang goal po namin is to hit 3 million in a short period of time. Parang kami ng office. So yun po yung naging puhunan po namin. Kaya parang hindi ko na nakita yung mga fears and challenges and looking on our goal na lang. So sabi po ng RBM po namin, okay, for you to have an office there, kailangan nyo nag-initial na 3 million. Yung friend ko is, mayroon din siyang syempre sarili pong market, recruits, my family members, sarili din po niyang, parang nag-strategize po kami on our recruitment. So, hindi po kami talaga nahirapan from the start. Basta focus ka sa ginagawa mo, alam mo kung saan ka po tutungo, hindi mo iintindihin yung mga fears and challenges. Yun po yung na-experience ko po.
Okay, I think that was very obvious, no, na talagang hindi ka nagpa-apekto sa whatever obstacles and challenges because in a matter of 2 years after building your team from scratch, you are now your company's #1 managing partner. So, Kezzia, congratulations, and I am sure all the people who are listening, no, to us tonight would like to know how you did it, no, because hindi naging hindi masyadong madali para sa lahat, no, yung ganung klaseng proseso. So can you briefly tell us how you really started your operations? Meron ka bang mga sistema, meron ka bang mga structures that you put in place that enabled you to grow and run your operations as smoothly as you did?
Okay, ma'am. First of all, ang pinaka-importante po talaga sa business po natin is the mindsetting. Kaya minsan po, lagi ko pong sinasabi sa mga client, mindsetting lang yan. Kaya sila na rin po sinasabi, mindsetting lang yan. Kaya parang naging cliche po sa amin na mindsetting lang yan.
It's all in the mind.
Yes po, it's all in the mind. Sabi nga, it's mind over matter. If you consider this industry as your own business, first, you need to put up capital. And what is our capital? Our capital, it's not millions. It's not 100,000s. But our capital is the IC exam. The knowledge, the training. Yun po yung mga capital po natin. And this is what we are telling. This is what we are telling to our agents. Unang-una, sa recruitment pa lamang po, para at least makita mo na talagang seryoso yung agent. Unang-una, wag mong i-shoulder lahat-lahat ng gastusin kasi pag once na parang easy lang niya nakuha yan, examination fee, lahat-lahat yan, wala, hindi niya i-value. Kaya dapat unang-una pa lang, iparamdam na sa kanila na ito yung kapital. Una, mag-exam ka. Ngayon pong panahon ng pandemic, ang pag-e-exam, it's not easy also. If you take the online exam, chances are 15% passing rate. Dahil minsan makikick out ka. Yun po yung challenges po natin sa IC. So sabi ko, matatagalan tayo ng matatagalan if we are always waiting for the IC schedule ng online exam. What we do is go to the head office, An 8 hours travel, 8 to 10 hours, depende po yan. 8 to 10 hours travel.
One way yan, Kezzia, one way?
One way po. So 16 hours, 20 hours, 16 to 20 hours po ang travel po namin. For that 1 hour exam sa Makati. And kasi po, pag once na hindi nila iti-take yung face-to-face exam, napapatagal po yung coding po nila sa company. So, if you are really interested, take the IC exam. If you are employed, mag-absent ka. Mindset that this IC exam is just likened to your board exam. Kasi hindi ka makakapractice ng profession mo if you are not if you didn't pass your PRC exam, tama po. And same also here in our industry. Kailangan mong ipasa yung IC exam mo. Maghirap ka. Just like, for example, ako po, as teacher, pumunta ako nun sa Cagayan. Some are going to Manila, some are going to Baguio City to take the exam. Pareho lang po yan. Sinasabi ko sa kanila, take the face-to-face IC exam in the head office. Or else, mas mapapatagal at mapapatagal. Then, yun po, importante talaga na you need to be decisive sa pag-take ng IC exam na talaga. Then after that, take the trainings. Dapat dito po sa amin, we have the agency survival guide kit. Nagbibigay po kami ng agency survival guide kit. So,
Kezzia, is that only, and then is that provided by the company or is that something that you devise on your own?
Our own. We have our own, ma'am. Then, sa survival kit po namin, dapat you have the certificates. Matapos mo, mayroon pong tinatawag dito sa company po namin na Boss 1, Basic Sales Training, mga ganyan. So, you should have those certificates kasi unang-una, yun yung mga credentials mo. Just like, di ba, pag once na you have your profession, you have all your credentials. Pag once na wala kang credentials, ano mo ipapakita mong proof sa mga clients mo that you are a financial advisor? So, within the 30 days, dapat natapos mo yung Boss 1 to Boss 10 certificates. Everything is provided by the company. Kailangan mo lang attenan yung mga yon. And what else? Of course, may mga po kami doon may mga checklist po doon sa agency survival guide po namin. And if they were not able to do that, they were not successful on that agency survival guide, still we are giving them another 6 months or another 3 months to complete the 6 months. Kasi po, we believe that each person is different. We are all different. Opo. Some are fast learners, some are slow learners. So hindi po mabilis sa amin ang mag-kick out. But we always tell them na if you are not performing, if you don't do your business here, maybe there is another opportunity for you. Yes,
I think maganda, very personalized, very patient yung proseso mo. Sa leaders naman, how are you able to recruit or convince someone to help you in agency by becoming leaders?
I think, sir, unang-una, from existing recruits right now, they are intrinsically motivated. Parang feeling ko, I just duplicate myself to them. Kung parang pag once po na nag-e-explain ako, nakikita ko na nga rin po yung sarili ko sa kanila. Parang na-adapt na rin po nila. Sabi ko, parang ako yun So they are intrinsically motivated. Kasi unang-una pa lang po, tinatanong ko sa kanila, what's your goal this year? Goal this year. Yung isang yung isang leader po namin, nakakuha na siya ng Fortuner niya. Nagpapatayo na ulit siya ng bahay niya. So yung ibang mga leaders din, same also na ganun din po yung kung ano yung goal na sinet nila needs to be achieved. So I think they are intrinsically motivated. And in terms of recruiting other leaders also, right now po I don't recruit other leaders na. Kailangan mo nang dumaan sa proseso. So sabi ko, siguro po before, what I did po what we did before from the start po is somewhat, parang sa physical store po, grocery, parang may opening. You open the gate, everybody is welcome. Everybody is welcome. But there is also a time na i-close mo na, meron ka ng security guard. The security guard symbolizes you have the standard. So also with us po, we have now the standard. Not everyone is invited. So sabi ko, okay, nag-invite ako ng mga leaders. Pare-pareho po kaming agents before na naging ako as managing partners, then the others are agency leaders na. So, yung ginawa ko to complete the 11 po noon, kahit wala pong background dito sa insurance industry, ginawa ko pong leader, pero nahirapan po ako. Ngayon, sabi ko sa team ko po, I will not recruit leaders. They need to do it, they need to start from
advisor.
Yes, from advisory. Kasi hindi nila alam paano nila ikakadi yung mga agents nila, mahihirapan. So, right now po, I don't get leaders na. So, from the agents na po, na talagang they are performing well, doon na po ako magpro-promote. Yun na po yung nakita ko.
So, parang nag-evolve na yung iyong strategy kasi dati,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sabi mo nga, bukas na bukas yung pintuan, paramihan.
Yes,
Now that meron ka ng pretty good number of advisors and leaders, nag-uumpisa ka na ngayong
nag-close na. Parang may security guard na, sir.
Quality na. So, how do you make sure that the quality of your advisors are much better than when they started in the operations?
Actually, sir, I think I don't have quality advisors as per quality advisors, sir, because right now po, mostly 98% of our advisors are just like me, from zero knowledge. Ang sa amin po is parang teacher po kami na tinatsaga po namin silang tinuturuan. Sinasabi po minsan ng mga ibang manage, bakit hindi ka nag-i-invite sa iba? Sabi ko, I want to build first the values of our agency. Kasi pag once na mayroong taga-ibang grupo, pupunta sa amin, mag-i-infiltrate ng ibang mga reklamo, kung ano yung... Kasi po, mayroon silang ibang values doon sa company nila. Ngayon, dahil hindi na-meet yung values from other company, gusto niyang i-infiltrate itong grupo po namin. Kaya sabi ko, as of this time, sabi kong ganyan, I don't recruit yet. Kasi unang-una, mai-infiltrate ng ibang mga values or ibang mga ibang practices. Yes po, mga ibang practices. Kaya feeling po namin we are still teachers here. Opo, in our agency na kailangan namin i-CADI, i-GFW. Dito po sa amin, wala pong 3 GFW lang. Wala na, stop na. Hindi po. Matyaga po kami na nag-JFW, joint field work with the agents. Kasi talagang zero knowledge sila. I cannot expect, I cannot get high expectation from them. Kailangan talaga na parang sa isang bata, tuturuan mo talaga sila until such time na maging quality agent na rin siya that can able to get another agent. Parang gano'n na. Kaya next year po, ang aming campaign na is agent get agent, each one reach one. So from the quality recruits we have, they can able to reach another advisor niya. So from that, body-body na po sila, may kasama na sila. And naniniwala ako, 2 heads are better than 1 when client team. Opo, 2 heads are better than 1. So our campaign is parang body-body, each one reach one. And that simple, each one reach one, will make our agency double the number next year. Yes.
Now, before I request Jay to ask a question, yung anong value, kasi sabi mo, aasahan mo na yung mga agents mo to recruit, di ba? So kailangan yung values niyan, sabi mo nga pare-pareho because you're trying to establish your own culture, no? So ano yung napakahalagang value set sa'yo na dapat nandun na kitang-kita mo sa mga tao mo?
Unang-una, sir, is collaboration.
Okay.
Collaboration. Importante po kasi yung teamwork po kasi Okay. If you don't collaborate with the team, I think hindi ganun ka-strong yung team.
Right. Okay.
So pag kanya-kanya, wala pong mangyayari. So kahit pandemic po, nagpa-face-to-face meeting po kami before. Minsan sabi nila, immortal ba kayo? Hindi kayo natatakot sa virus. Ayan. So importante po yung collaboration. Pangalawa po is humility.
Humility, yeah.
Importante po yung humility. Meron pong gustong mag-join po sa amin as MDRT, pero nakita ko, from other company po ha, pero nakita ko, medyo may angas. Baka sabi ko, baka ma-infiltrate ang values namin. Opo, mamaya, ang nagiging focus na mag-bag ako ng, ito bag ko, ganyan, ito ganito, ganyan. So, nagyayabang na lang siya. And importante din po kasi yun dahil I know, sabi nga ng, I believe on biblical principle, sabi nga, he that exalts himself shall be abased. And he that abased himself shall be exalted. So naniniwala po ako doon na ang Panginoon po talaga is nakatingin sa mga humble na tao. And with that, pag once na humble ka kasi, hindi ka masyadong mareklamo. Tama po ba? Hindi ka complain. Kasi yung nakikita ko po sa mga taong reklamador, they are entitled for themselves. Bakit ka nagre-reklamo? Kasi feeling mo, meron kang ipagmamalaki, may ipagmamayabang. Pero pag humble ka, you always wait for God's... Opo.
Hindi saka you continuous learning kasi humble ka nga. In other words, again, align na naman sa teaching mo, na sa teachers, na education, na kailangan continuous learning. Jay?
Kezzia, very obvious that you really value education, as an educator that you are, yung training, very important. Siguro 2 questions lang. First, how do you know or what is it that you look for so that you can say that an advisor is already yung tinatawag mo nga na quality advisor per your definition? And second, how do you, or what is it that you see why you can say that an advisor is ready for a leadership role? And paano mo nakikita yon as an educator yourself?
Unang-una, ma'am, I can say quality na po siya when an advisor, an agency partner, is doing the business by himself or herself alone. Hindi niya na kayang, ma'am, ganito, samahan mo ako, ganito, ganyan. And consistent na po niyang ginagawa. That's the time I see him or her as quality advisor already. And if nakita ko po na she is consistent, producing consistently, may mga recruits na siya, and she can able to share her knowledge to others, that's the time po na ipropromote na po siya. And of course po, importante po sa akin is the couple power. Kaya dito po sa team po namin, couple power. Recently po, yung isa pong unit po namin is nag-resign na po rin po yung husband po niya. Nag-resign na po yung husband niya, driver na rin siya, parang advisor niya na rin. Then, you know what po, ang layo po na pinupuntahan nila. Ifugao, Mountain Province, yun na po yung market po niya. Kaya kailangan niya talaga yung asawa niya. Biruin po niya na, nag-resign po yung asawa niya at mag-full-time po silang dalawa dito sa company po namin. Same also with other advisors po. Kaya I really believe in couple power. Kasi po, pag once na couple power, kasi po kami ng asawa ko, couple power, kaya lagi ko pong tinitignan yung experience po namin na kung kaya namin, kaya nyo din. Ganyan. So, mas persuasive ka kasi na-experience mo na. Kaysa yung, halimbawa, ako po, hindi naman kami couple power ng asawa ko. Tapos magsasabi ako sa ibang tao na, dapat couple power kayo. Tignan nyo mga ganun. So, hindi po siya ganun ka-powerful. Ka-powerful yung words. But if it's based on your experience at nakikita nila yung resulta, they will join you and do the same.
Talagang you walk your talk, no? Ikaw yung ng husband mo is a perfect example, and that's why it's easier for you to bring same people of similar background as yours, no? Okay. Sorry. Yeah, any more?
Kezzia, kasi normally kapag you're a pioneer, merong niyang vision vision, long-term vision, di ba? Kasi papasok ka sa bagong territory, meron ka talagang gustong achieve at a certain point, no? So in your particular case, pumasok ka dito, you opened an office in Isabela, but what's your vision into the future? How do you see yourself and your group in the years ahead?
Our vision, sir, is last year with one MDRT. Thankful po ako dahil may isa po tayong MDRT dito. Though we just started 2019, last quarter of 2019, 2020, we have one MDRT. And this year po, it's we are hoping we have 5 MDRTs. Contract na po yung 5. So looking at it po for 5 MDRTs. And for my 5 years vision, short-term goal is at least 25 MDRTs by year 2025. And 2030, we're looking at 100 MDRTs. Yes po.
Again, nakakatuwa kasi, no? Kasi one is that you came in with odds practically against you, ha? No presence, tapos when you were appointed as an agency, nagkaroon ng pandemic, no? So, and you're into a very long whole journey, no? And you're very close sa ground, di ba? Na ano man yan. No, siguro, ang isa rin is that ano yung nakikita niyong maaring magbago sa industry natin o sa market na nakikita niyo ngayon, ano? And how are you preparing for whatever changes you feel will be happening in the industry?
Right now, sir, I think yung dito po kasi sa Isabela, they are Ilocanos. We have the adage na jackpot, jackita means I don't see it, I don't believe if I don't see it.
Okay.
So yun po. In clienting naman po, kailangan mo talaga ng personal nakakausapin. Hindi po ubra po talaga yung virtual selling. So ito yung naging challenges po namin ngayon. And for it na masurpass po namin yun, ang ginagawa po namin is talagang, yun nga po, we go to our clients kahit gaano po kalayo. But by and by po, we are learning the virtual selling na rin at medyo na gagamay na rin po namin. Sa tingin ko yun po yung challenges po namin. But hindi po siya naging challenges naman na ngayon dahil with the advent of technology, internet connection, sa tingin ko yung pagbabago nga po from face-to-face to virtual selling, medyo it can easily be adapted naman na.
Alright. So again, one is that yung being sensitive to the market. Sabi mo nga, yung pag hindi nakikita, hindi masyadong pinaniniwalaan at bibili, di ba? So you're trying to address that. But at the same time, you know that things cannot be that way for the long term. That's why you're doing your best to adjust to technology and virtual selling. No? Alright. Okay, good. Thank you. Jay?
Yeah, my last question na lang, Kezzia, kasi tayo ay padulo na tayo ng ating episode. Ang bilis na naman natin. No? So, Kezzia, siguro, what can you be your one piece of advice to those who are planning or who have just started venturing into yung mga untapped territories, no? Those who want to open new territories? Anong pwede mo ma-advise sa kanila? Being someone who experienced how it is to start an operation from zero, no, from nothing. Anong pwedeng maibigay mo na advice sa kanila?
Unang-una po, you need to focus on what your superior told you to hit. Kung ano po yung goal na hinit po ng superior po ninyo, you need to hit it. Kasi if you are focused on it, hindi ka mababaling sa mga fears and challenges. Kaya nga po noong tinatanong niyo sa akin, ano yung mga fears and challenges mo noon? Parang feeling ko sa akin, wala naman akong fears and challenges noon kasi naging focus po ako. So sabi po ng RBM po namin, hit this 3 million initial goal. So ang ginawa po namin, work, client, every now and then, recruitment, ganun po yung ginawa po namin. Kaya noong ang challenge po sa amin ay walang office, we were able to manage it po eh. We were able to manage it. I did never complain. Siguro, saksi po yung RBM po namin dito na I did never complain to him. Sir, wala namang office, ganito, ganyan. wala pong reklamo. Kasi if you are going to complain and complain, wala pong mangyayari. Actually po ngayon, na-realize ko, pag isang araw, dalawang araw na hindi ka lang focus sa trabaho mo, hindi ka lang maka-client, ang laki na po ng difference doon sa production mo, yung mawawala sa production mo. Kaya nga, if you keep on complaining at hinahanap mo ang lahat ng wala sa company po ninyo, you cannot be focused on it. Hindi mo mahihit po talaga ang goal. So, first, never complain. Never, yes po.
Sana all, Kezzia, sana all.
Opo, never complain. Ayun po, yung isa po sa advice ko po sila, never complain and be focused on your goal. Kung ano po yung sinabi, yun po yung dapat. And lastly po, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge Him and He shall direct thy paths. Babalik at babalik pa rin po talaga tayo sa Panginoon eh. Kahit sabihin mo, ako ang pinakamagaling ng leadership, pinakamagandang leadership style, ako ang pinakamatalino, hindi pa rin po eh. Kasi isang click lang yan ng Panginoon. If you don't acknowledge God, isang click lang isang snap lang ng Panginoon yan. Sa health mo, sa sound mind mo,
Tama.
everything will be nothing. Kaya, we always acknowledge God in our life. We always put Him first in our life. For without Him, we can do nothing. Sabi niyo po sa kanya.
Very well said. Very well said.
Very well said. Final question ko na lang sa iyo, Kezzia, ha?
Yes.
Alright, kasi kita naman yung iyong focus, no? Talagang sige ka, no?
Yes.
And sabi nga natin, in such a short time, from zero to a hero already, no? So, ang final question ko, do you still get a chance to celebrate and smell the roses and parang recognize the achievement that you've accomplished in such a short time?
That's my failure, sir. Ngayon, nag-uusap po tayo, parang ngayon ko lang na-realize na I need to celebrate wins din pala.
Yes.
Yes po. Kasi every month on month, if we set goals,
focus na.
We are striving to hit it po eh. Then after that, if we hit it, wala lang. Opo, yung celebration, wala eh. Parang, kasi hinahalin tulad ko yung sarili ko na, wala pa tayo sa kalingkingan ng sila. Wala pa tayo sa kalingkingan nila. Why we celebrate? Pero yun pala, yun nga po sinabi niyo, if you are hitting your goals, you need to celebrate. Yun po yung failure ko that I need to start doing it now, sir. It's because of you and Mom J.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, very good.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, because that's also a way appreciating yourself and appreciating the people, no, around you. So sabi nga nila, let's celebrate small wins, small victories. So thank you, Kezzia, for your very generous sharing. Ha? So marami kaming natutunan sa iyo at marami kaming na take home, no, ng mga pieces of advice, no, from you. But we are not yet done. Kezzia, gagawin pa natin ang fast talk. Okay? So alam mo, may idea ka naman how fast talk works, no? So I'll just ask questions very, very fast, and then you will answer, no, as first thing that comes to your mind. Okay? So ready na tayo, Kezzia?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So what is the favorite part of the house?
Bedroom.
What is the best place in the Philippines for you?
Of course, here in Isabela.
Other than Isabela.
Santiago City.
Santiago City. Okay.
My home.
Okay. Leader or manager?
Leader.
Okay. Indoor or outdoor?
Outdoor.
Hugs or chocolates?
Hugs.
Yoga or aerobics?
Aerobics.
Network or net worth?
Network.
Network. Okay.
Yes, pa.
Heels or flip-flops?
Heels.
Oh, okay. Work hard or work smart?
Work smart.
Okay. Kezzia, imagine yourself looking at the mirror. What will you tell your 50-year-old self? You said that you just turned 33, last October 18. So, isipin mo, kaharap mo na ang iyong 50-year-old self. What will you tell? What will you tell Kezzia?
Self, thank you for joining the insurance industry. Look at you now. You are now fulfilled, happy with your family. Thank you, self.
Yeah, very good.
Very good, very good. So thanks, Kezzia, for being so game in doing the fast talk, and again for generously sharing with us, with everybody tonight. You're very inspiring and exciting journey. You're a very exciting story, inspiring story of faith, of courage, and dedication. Clearly, you had so many things working against you from the very start, but you have proven that nothing is impossible for someone who has a very clear vision. You are very clear with your goals. You have the right structures, you have the right systems in place, and you are armed with the faith and belief in yourself and in those people around you. So, all the best, Kezzia, as you continue to soar high.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Sir Ivy.
Again, maraming salamat sa iyo, ha. But as we mentioned earlier, ang life insurance penetration rate natin is very low, no, in the Philippines. However, yung storya mo should give us reason to be more hopeful about improving the reach of the industry, no. With good examples of leadership, sabi mo nga, focus, mindset, no, discipline, and being able to adapt, especially sa new technology, we are seeing a bright future for all of us, no. Again, thank you.
Yeah. So to all our kababayans, especially to mga kapromdi na katulad ko, magbalik probinsya na tayo. There's still a lot of untapped and under-penetrated areas in the provinces. Huwag tayo magsiksikan sa Maynila. Okay? Magbalik probinsya na tayo. Kezzia has shown us that it can be done and how it can be done. So you can watchKezzia's interview, the full interview of Kezzia on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, follow, share, and subscribe for future notifications. Mr. Ivy, at this point, we would like to thank our former colleague and our dear friend, Ms. Orange Galsim, the CAO of Allianz PNB Life, for recommending and introducing Kezzia to us. So Kezzia, si Ms. Orange, no? So Ms. O ang nag-recommend sa iyo, sa amin, sa Leaders in Action. So Orange, maraming salamat, and we hope to hear more of your leaders in Allianz in our future episodes.
I echo it, Orange. Thank you again for your support and supporting the growth of leaders in the industry. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we heard the inspiring story of an educator turned agency leader. Next week is another interesting episode as we listen to the sharing of one of AXA's most progressive and most promising branch directors, Mr. John Michael Kison, a New York chef who turned insurance entrepreneur.
Wow, that sounds to be another exciting and interesting conversation. So our dear leaders, please do join us again next week for another Real Talk with our special guest, John Michael, or Jomai for short. No, he is our second millennial leader guest for this month. No, and Mr. Ivy, ang bilis. This is already our last month for season 2. No, so December we will have again another month-long break. But before that, please do join us again next Thursday. Kezzia, we're inviting you to join us next Thursday, that's November 11, 8 p.m. here in Leaders in Action. Kezzia.
Real leaders.
Real stories.
Real talk. Bye! Thank you everybody for
Thank
listening. Thank you again,
you. Thank
Kezzia.
you.
Thank you
Keep
po.
safe.
Thank you. God bless.
Bye!